My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
One that really kind of grabs me by the guts, maybe by the heart, by the mind. Makes me think about existence. It makes me think about my own soul. I don't know if you can hear the thunder. Thunderstorms are starting to build up out there. Anyway, this is Nietzsche again. And he says, whoever at any time has undertaken to build a new heaven has found the strength for it in his own hell. Man. And this is me, right? I feel this so deeply, so deeply. Let me read it again. Whoever at any time has undertaken to build a new heaven has found the strength for it in his own hell. Oh. You know, I think of the things that I've gone through in my life, and that led me to the desire, maybe not completely to create a new heaven, but to better define that heaven and keep the things out of it that are not heavenly. I think back to, growing up and being subjected to physical and emotional abuse. And there were years as a child where I literally existed in hell. And I lived there with my siblings. And I think of what they have gone through and the things that they do in their life or their death. And you know that my older brother died of alcoholism, trying to deal with his demons. 7 months ago, almost 8, I guess, my next younger brother passed away after dealing with the things in his life, and of course then he got COVID and didn't make it. But I think about the things that he did in his life in order to try to create his own heaven and get rid of those other things. I think of my younger brother after that, who I'm worried about daily who is consuming his anguish along with food. And of course my sister, who has so many of her own psychological issues and demons that she's dealing with. And she's, I don't know how much longer she'll be able to last. She's unable to create her own heaven, just like my older brother. Music was his heaven, and when he lost the music, he lost himself. It makes me, think of that song, American Pie. The phrase in there, the day the music died. And I knew, maybe not exactly the day that the music died for my older brother, but I knew that the music had died for him at some point. And I tried so hard to help him create a heaven in which that he could exist. And it wasn't enough. Anyway, I tried to find the strength for the heaven that I seek to create in my own hell. And I do this through writing and through these kinds of discussions, hoping that I can have an impact on somebody else who reads the things that I've written, who sees maybe one of these and it helps them in some small way dealing with their own hell, which each of us has. And you gotta know that you have to experience hell in order to create heaven. There is no light without darkness. It's just white. All right? And you wouldn't appreciate that unless you had been in darkness. Try to remember that as I've tried to find the strength to build my new heaven, no matter what's happening around me. And like everyone, I've got things going on a daily basis that just suck. How do you rise above? What is your methodology for rising above? I hope it's not destructive. And I have friends and family members for whom the methodology that they have chosen to rise above is detrimental to them. And I see it, and I do my best to communicate to them and say, hey, you're hurting yourself. It's hard though, Because they sometimes believe that they're on a path. And they're just not. Anybody who looks at it can see. Anyway. Find the strength. Create your own heaven. Otherwise, you're just going to exist in reality's hell. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'll chat with you later. Bye.